I would like to get your the kind of, okay, it's kind of a personal question. So what is your motivation? What was your motivation to pursue tribology? So what inspired, what motivated you guys to pursue tribal? You have done PhD where tribology has played an important role. Then you have applied tribology to make things better in the society. That's the society, I mean to say, the greener economy, where you're playing a role. So what was your motivation?
Jens,
yeah, I can start. I mean, my first sort of exposure, or when I came in contact with tribology, was in my undergraduate education program. I took a course in tribology and found it very, very interesting. It was probably the most interesting course that I took during my whole undergraduate program. And what sort of thrilled me was the diversity and the complexity. That it basically, you could find it anywhere. It doesn't really matter what you're interested in. As long as it's moving, you will have tribology there in one way or another. So whether it's your hobbies or your sort of professional interest, tribology will be a part of it in some way. And that's kind of what intrigued me from the beginning. And then I basically just decided to dig deeper. I wanted to learn more. I wanted to gain more knowledge. I also wanted to develop knowledge. That's something I realized after a while, after my master thesis project, that this is really interesting, and I want to help developing new knowledge and explore new fields and apply tribology in fields where it hasn't been applied thoroughly yet. So that kind of my background, my motivation to tribology.
Nice, interesting. Yogendra, so what motivated you? You've like, I think 5 years ago you finished your PhD and then you jump into a spin-off in Imperial College London. So, and you're at the intersection of I think what happens in university and in the industry. So I always say university's major share is in creating value, and industry's major share is capturing that value. So you are at that intersection. So how did everything motivated you and using tribology there?
For me, tribology came to me as an off chance by accident. I didn't go out looking for working with tribology. So it was a project that, or was the only available project for me to work on in my undergraduate thesis. But as and when I started working on it, what really fascinated me is, well, it's sort of multifold. It's very cross-disciplinary because in the same team we had physicists, chemists, mathematicians, all coming together to solve one problem. And at the same time, there was an equal importance given to the engineering approach in terms of implementing what the research into sort of a real life situation. And then what transpired from that is a cross-transferable skill. So to give an example, at Impression Technologies, I participate in tooling strategies a lot for aerospace. So how should the tooling strategy from automotive be transferred to, let's say, aerospace? And this is where my learnings from being associated with tribology, from the cross-discipline approach, sort of helped me towards sort of coming up with some complete solutions. And what I like about tribology is that although there are experts in, let's say, physics and chemistry, tribologists are all practitioners like the doctors, because